Hey, future medics. Today we are diving below the diaphragm and talking about the abdominal pelvic cavity. This is where most of the organs in your body are organized, and understanding where things live helps us get to the source of pain faster and predict injuries. Now, below that diaphragm, which is our dividing factor between the thoracic cavity and the abdominal pelvic cavity, it's broken into two areas: the abdominal cavity and then the pelvic cavity. But there's no actual divider between these two areas. It's almost like an open concept house. You know by the furniture where the kitchen is and where the living room is, but there's no dividing wall. These two are exactly the same. The abdominal cavity holds the stomach, the spleen, the liver, the pancreas, small intestine, most of the large intestine as well. Whereas the pelvic cavity holds the urinary bladder, reproductive organs, and then the rest of that large intestine. Because these are one cavity that's kind of separated just by regions, a problem in one can affect the other. Like a ruptured appendix can quickly affect the entirety of the abdominal pelvic cavity. Everything inside of this cavity is lined by the peritoneum, and that is a thin and slippery membrane, just like we saw in the thoracic cavity, that lines the cavity itself and the organs so that they can move and expand and digest without rubbing and tearing and causing trauma. So, lining the inside of the abdominal wall is the parietal peritoneum, but lining the organ itself is the visceral peritoneum. And in between those two layers is a small amount of space, and it holds serous fluid, which lubricates and allows everything to move freely a little bit and not cause any tearing or trauma. Now, the peritoneum also provides structure and support, stabilization. And there is a double layer of peritoneum called the mesentery, and it anchors your intestines to the posterior abdominal wall. It includes lymphatic drainage, blood vessels, also nerves, basically all of the plumbing that you need to keep your intestines alive. And then anteriorly, there is the greater ostium, and it is a fatty deposit that lays over the intestines, and it provides insulation. It helps stop the spread of infection, but it also is almost like a cushion against trauma. So between these two structures, it allows our organs to move a little bit but still be anchored in place so they can't twist and turn on themselves and cause injury. Understanding the peritoneum and these different compartments helps you know what's going on when your patient has rigidity, rebound tenderness, or distension in their abdomen. And when you find distension and rigidity, it's often because we have peritoneal irritation. And whenever that happens in one place in that very large abdominal pelvic cavity, it irritates the entire thing. So remember, the peritoneum supports, provides structure and stability, but whenever one piece of it hurts, the whole thing hurts. So next we're going to talk about what organs live inside of the cavity and what live right behind the cavity, because it matters more than you think. You're doing a good job. I believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself right now. I'll see you soon.